Hi guys, Ashish this side. So this is part 3 of study in New Zealand, everything you need to know. In this video series, I am going to tell you about everything you need to know for studying in New Zealand. So in this part, we are going to talk about the admission process, intake seasons and important exams which you need to appear for getting admission in New Zealand's universities or other institutes. So let's get started. Some detail about this video. So we are going to talk about in admission process. I'll tell you eligibility criteria, the timelines, application fee, steps to follow, about SOP, about essays, letter of recommendation and intake seasons. And then we'll talk about the language exam and general exams. So first thing that comes is eligibility criteria. The general eligibility criteria for studies in New Zealand are mentioned below. So for English requirement, both undergraduate and master courses, the applicant must have a minimum score of 6.5 in IELTS. So this is a minimum requirement for IELTS, that you must have 6.5. Now the score depends on course and universities. If any university say that we can exempt it, well and good. If any university say we'll accept you on 5 or 6 band, well and good. But otherwise this is the basic criteria. Several universities ask for a minimum score of 50 if you are giving PTE and academic for undergraduate and 64 for masters. So in case of PTE, you need to get 50 for undergraduate and 64 for masters. Now again this can change on the basis of universities or courses. 12 years of elementary and secondary education, so you must be having 12th clear. Most universities accept a minimum of 75% aggregate marks and minimum of 60% in English. Now again this may vary as per universities. Some universities may accept you on 60% overall, others may not. So please check with the university eligibility criteria. Mathematics in class 12 as a requirement for some sciences and technology courses. So say if you want to do engineering or some kind of technological courses or science course, then they may have maths as a mandatory subject. Minimum mandatory IELTS PTE academic score. So this is required. Now next is the requirement for masters in New Zealand, a bachelor's degree, minimum compulsory IELTS PTE academic scores and relevant work experience. So for some MBA and IT programs, they also ask for some say 4 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year work experience. So in that case you need to have minimum relevant work experience. Now next thing that comes is what are the intake seasons and deadlines. So first we'll see about the intakes. New Zealand generally has 2 intakes, January and July. So this may be January or February and then this is July or mid of August, with few universities offering multiple intakes in September and November. So now with this, there's one thing is clear: almost throughout the year you have intakes in New Zealand, or almost every 3 months. Second is you should start your admission process around 6 months before the application deadline. So say if the application deadline is in September, then you should start your application process in March. Typically most universities have 3 deadlines during one intake. It is up to the convenience of the student which deadline to aim for. Now you should be done with your language and aptitude test by 3 months before the deadline. The last 3 months should be dedicated to filling out the application form properly. So these are the timelines which you need to make sure you follow, and also you can write it down. It is essential to ensure that the complete application process along with appearing in, this is the same part, in interviews and visa application process should be completed by October-November for the February intake. If you are looking to get admission into vocational courses, then some courses may have admission open even in March, April, May or July. So as I said that in New Zealand you have admissions open throughout the year. Just check with which particular institute you are applying to and you will get to know when it's open. Next thing we'll see is the admission process. So first let's see the application fee. The fee amount will differ depending upon the colleges and courses being applied. So you can check with the individual colleges about the application fee. Also remember that some institute even waive the application fee. So you can check that as well. Next is what are the common steps to applying for admission. So this is the step-by-step approach which I am going to tell you. One is search for the college and the courses, contact school and visit website for information, narrow down your list of schools, take the entrance exam like SAT, GMAT, GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, whichever is required, write SOPs and ask for LOR, apply to the colleges which fit your interest, appear for video interviews of the college that shortlisted you, and then last is, if accepted, apply for student visa. So this is the step-by-step process which maybe you can write it down and follow. Now next is statement of purpose. So I'll give you a brief detail on what SOP is, and then maybe in a separate video I'll talk about the SOP, LOR and essays in detail. So a statement of purpose is your introduction to the college and admission officers. It is always written in first person and describes the reason. Now understand why you want to apply in this particular college. This is the statement of purpose. It needs to highlight why you are a perfect fit. So nobody wants a mismatch. So that's the reason you should be a perfect fit to the college and why the college should accept you. The style of writing could differ from formal to casual, but it is important to remember that it should reflect your personality well, right? So this is your statement of purpose. Now next thing is essay. Essays are also required to be submitted by a prospective student. Essays are an important part of the university admission process. Students may be required to write 1 or 2 essays along with few optional essays too. Common topics, so these are some common topics which I am going to tell you. Common topics include career aspiration, strengths and weaknesses, skills experience and reason for considering a particular school. So these are some common topics for the essays. Now next is letter of recommendation. A letter of recommendation is a reference letter written by a third party describing the qualities, characteristics and capabilities of the prospective student to recommend him to a college in terms of that individual's ability to perform a particular task or function. The third party could be a professor, direct manager, etc. So this is the letter of recommendation. Now next we come is on exams. So let's see which are the exams you need to give. So exams are further divided in 2 categories: general exams and language exams. So first we will see the general exam. So you have GMAT. GMAT is used to measure the abilities of potential MBA aspirant to undertake higher education in the field of business or management. It measures mathematical, English, reasoning skills of the student. Now next we come is on GRE. So GRE is another test required to be taken by student applying to graduate schools to pursue MA or MS. Increasingly many business schools are also accepting GRE scores for the purpose of granting admission for MBA. Next we come is on language exam. So also you check with your college that which exams they required. Also language exams are mostly required. General exams sometimes are required, like in case of MBA, but sometimes in case of UG they are exempted too. So let's see language exams. So one is your IELTS, which is International English Language Testing System. Second is TOEFL, Test of English as Foreign Language, and third is PTE, Pearson Test of English. So these are the 3 important language exams and you need to take one of them. If the college is exempting you from language exams also, that is well and good, otherwise you need to give them. So this is the end of part 3 of New Zealand series. In part 4 I will be telling you about the important document, the complete list of documents, academic and financial documents that you require to get admission in New Zealand. Now you can explore this channel more. We have a lot of videos available on study abroad from all the countries, all the details that you should know. I understand that you may have some queries also after watching this video, so I have put in the details in description on how you can contact us. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you subscribe, like, share with your friends, comment, and I'll see you in some other video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay connected.